Hello, this is Adam from Phantom Mini's YouTube channel. Just doing a quick video today, Sunday, June 2022. Just come back from Stockport, Element Games, after going to the Warboot there and had a really good time. So I'm going to point the camera down and show you what I purchased today. To begin, we have quite a lot of stuff on the table. So do like a quick flyby. We've got some models, we've got some bits, we've got some badges, we've got some other bits. Got some sprues, some books, some terrain, some old stuff, some magazines, some foam, and an Imperial Knights. So if I start with the Imperial Knights, it was my aim at the Warboot today as a seller and a buyer to see if I could acquire some Imperial Knights to put in my Knight army. I've already purchased Canis Rex from my friendly local gaming store, and I've got some Armigers, some Helverins, some Warglaves and the like, and a second Knight already on the way. So I really wanted to get hold of some Imperial Knights if possible. So this is what I managed to snag. It was the very first thing I purchased today, and it is really heavy, so hang on. If I just pop the camera down for a second so I can open it. There we go. So, it apparently contains 3 Knight Sprues, but not every single upgrade sprue. So I can't turn the box upside down because I have just emptied it, I realised. So I wanted to try and get 1 or 2 Knights if possible. This box was £100 exactly, and apparently has the bodies of 3 Knights, which is fantastic. So we can see sprue, there's a second sprue, there's a third sprue that matches. And then we've got feet, 1, 2, 3. We've got heads, 1. We've got bodies, 1, 2. And I believe there's a third one under there as well. So I think it might just be this sprue that I've only got a couple of, or one of even. Which is not a problem because I did manage to pick up another one of these from a different trader for £1, which is, I think it's in there somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. So, yeah, so there's the matching points. So I've got these bits there. So that should cover me, hopefully, to build at least 2 complete Knights, and maybe a third mostly complete. I might have a couple of bits I need to figure out, but overall really happy. £100, put those sprues in there. Comes with transfer sheet, which is great. Some card, which I don't need. The book, the Knight book, another transfer sheet, another how to build them. So yeah, fantastic. And it's in the box. I absolutely love having original boxes if I can possibly get hold of them. There may be stuff underneath the sprues. I wasn't sure. But yeah, so that was my purchase that I intended to make. I wanted to buy Knights. I bought Knights. Did it first thing of the day before I'd even sold any of my own stuff. Just went and bought that box and very happy about it. So what else did I get hold of? So my second most expensive purchase, but everything else that I bought was if I sold something and made some money, then I had money in my pocket that I was happy to spend. So there were these Mortal Realms magazines. So this one is the Astrea Soulbright model with the magazine, of which I got 2 of them, same one. And this one is the Evocators, it's issue 59. And that magazine I bought twice as well. So I got 4 of those magazines listed at 15 each, and the guy did me all 4 for £40, so I was really happy about that. I'm hoping, after seeing someone else do it online, to turn the Astrea Soulbright Mini into an Escher riding the Celestial Dracoline instead of Astrea Soulbright, so that it looks like an Escher in the Ash Wastes. That is the plan. If it works on one of them, I can then do it 5 more times if I wish to have 6 Escher riding. Basically, they look like big cats, so which I think looks pretty cool. If I can make them into Escher instead of guys, I'd be pretty happy. This was a fun purchase. I love like old Warhammer, and I've tried to like keep hold of some as and when. So the fact that it was the box made me happy. But then when we open the box, we have 5 jet bikes, all painted. We've even got look at on stands with banners. All the riders are painted. So I was really happy about that. So I thought this would be really expensive, and the gent said £10. I said, well, I can't not take it for £10 for 5 jet bikes. That's fantastic. A couple of books. So these are the campaign supplements for when Shield of Baal was a thing. I got into 40k for like the second or third time when Shield of Baal came out, and bought a Blood Angels Force, which I since sold. But I did miss not owning any of the fluff, so I'm quite happy owning the fluff. And it was both sets of books, and the gent was happy to part with all these books for £5, which is an absolute bargain, and what a gent he was for doing that. I need more terrain for my Necromunda board, so got this big chunky reactor thing, which may be the first thing I build out of all my purchases. Which was also £5, which is pretty amazing. Okay, so sprues. I'll do the sprues now. Some of these sprues were free. Some of these sprues I paid for. I think, yes. So this box that they came in was a whole box of sprues and bits, the bits of which are down here. And then some of the other sprues were from another table where at the end of the day the guy was like, please take the sprues away, I don't want them anymore. So I tried to grab some bits and bobs that would actually be helpful for making my Necromunda board more interesting. So like bits of chunky plastic with like grooves in, basically anything I can attach to Necromunda scenery and make it look interesting. And then anything that I thought might be good as Escher. So where is it? There were here we go. Wrong way around. So there's some like heads with hair coming off. I think they're Slanesh demonettes or something like that. So I thought anything that I could turn into Escher would be good. Anything that looks like it would turn into terrain would be good. Down at the bottom there's some of that old markers as well. Try and give you like a general idea. It's stabbing me though, so it's quite painful. So more things to use as terrain. There's some like actually like nice bits as well, which I might like have to not use as terrain. Some towel stuff, some more bits and bobs. I don't know. I'll find someone who actually knows what things are, so maybe give me a hand with it. So that was cracking. So if we move away from GW for a second, on a previous Warboot, I picked up Guild Ball, and I have about 5 teams worth, but I've never bought any of the upgrades, like the expansion packs. And so I got 4 off literally the gentleman stood next to me all day while we were doing the selling. Had quite a few of the upgrade packs. So I know I had a Mason's Guild, so I went with 3 of the Mason's Guild from his box of upgrades and 1 from the Brewers Guild. And he did me 4 of them for £10, which is pretty cool. So happy about that. I also, off the same gentleman, picked up some badges, which are very nice. I love badges and patches and lanyards and things like that. Like decorating my workspace with fun things. So yeah, those 3 badges were £4 for 3 badges, which one of the more expensive things I bought for the size of them. But yeah, really happy with those. Legion, Star Wars Legion, obviously a major theme. This was actually off. I shared the table with a friend, and he saw one of the items I was selling and said, "Oh, can I have that? Would you like my airspeeder if I have that item off your side of the table?" And I said, well, that's a really good deal for me. And he went, yeah, I know, but I'd like it. And so we did. We did a swap, which is pretty cool. Okay, some of the more random stuff. 50p for a box of barbed wire. Bargain. Can't argue with 50p. That should, especially for my knight army, give me a really good opportunity to do some really interesting bases. Pots of paint. There were hundreds of pots of paint available. Most people are doing pots of paint for £1. So Reikland Flesh Shade. I always need more Reikland Flesh Shade. Do apologise, the light was flickering. Reactor Fleshhead, BL Tan Green, a Weathered Wood. I'm not sure if that's like just the colour or if something else is going on in that pot. And then a Light Sea Blue, just looked really nice. And then a Secret Weapon, what's this one? Green. Just looked interesting. So £5, just keep my paints ticking over. I have taken to most of my model painting, I prime in a light colour and then put Reactor Fleshshade all over the model. Let it dry and then it gives definition, so I can then see where the details are. My eyes are getting worse as I get older. So anything that allows me to see where all the detail is. Now on detail, turn this around. One of my favourite bits of the day was acquiring these models. So there was a lovely stall with a large plastic box, and I mean large, just filled with bits of models or complete models but in various stages. So for my Escher gang, I thought it might be fun to use some of these Dark Elves, Dark Eldar female minis as proxies for the Wild Runners, because I already have the official box, so there's no point just buying more of the same. So especially because they've got a net, because they're obviously a female model, and they've got loads of spiky bits, should be a really fun proxy. And they did them a pound, because it's just pulling out of a box, £1 a model. Oh, that one did have another arm. I don't know where that's gone. Hopefully it's just fallen in the box somewhere. But otherwise I have lots of Escher arms I can just attach. But yeah, so like really fun, spiky, crazy old metal minis, which look pretty fun and cool, and if I need to proxy out the weapons, I'll swap the weapons. But the fact they've got whips and nets was really helpful for the Wild Runner theme. And then the only oddity is this very old Warhammer Fantasy Witch Elf. So I've never owned a Witch Elf, so I have the means to clear the paint off, and I can start from the metal base, and I thought that'd be really fun. Okay, so that's everything on that side of the table. So the bits. Before we do that little section, we have some bases. Just are what they are. I had more of these, but I gave them to a fella who was more interested in Necromunda than I am. Not Necromunda, Necrons. We got some flying base things, which still just go in my boxes. Then we got bits. Loads of bits for Space Marines. Then we've got more bits, which I think are slightly less Space Marine and slightly more other things. I think this one is a Dark Eldar of some sort. I might just paint him and put him on my desk. But yeah, lots of bits. There's some fun stuff. Oh, no. I made the mistake of trying to do it in focus. There we go. Ha! You get the gist. Stuff like this. It's pretty cool. And then there are some bodies. So they're actually labelled on the edge. Torsos, heads. There's lots of old ones. And these are apparently old Space Marines. Is literally all they're called. Take that metal one out. So we got some beakies. We got some more beakies, some more beakies, some more beakies, some more beakies. So we got 5 plastic beakies, which is pretty cool considering Heresy's just around the corner. I imagine some people in my local club will be interested in taking those off me. We have some metal. I think these are heavy weapons or Devastator Squad Marines, but I guess you could use them as whatever, because they haven't got any arms at all, and some of them definitely look like what I remember the heavies looking like. These are all metal, apart from that one random plastic dude. This is probably the most bizarre. I think this predates even my interest in the hobby. Looks 80s to me. I'm not actually sure what this model is. If you know which model this one is, feel free to pop it in the comments. Looks like it's a very old bolt gun, but the helmet looks well peculiar. That is definitely a heavy weapon marine. I remember those. That looks like, with the Space Wolf colours, a Space Wolf heavy weapon marine. One of the more random ones is this thing. It's plastic, but it's sort of missing an arm, and it's got a really weird face. Don't know what that is. I'll try and like get a wider shot. If you've any idea what marine that is, or is like the head real, or has the head been attached? I don't know what's going on. Some sort of Necron is probably just going to be chopped up for bits. We have some more heavy weapons guys. Heavy weapon Beaky in metal, which is pretty fun. The plastic heavy weapon, whatever. Another metal heavy weapon guy. And then the last two, this Space Wolf guy, who I vaguely remember from the 90s, is pretty fun. I need to clean him up. I'm assuming what's in his left hand is wrong and should be something else. So, yeah. Seems to be flickering on my screen. And lastly, Amanius Calgar, who has seen better days. But as far as I can tell, all the bits are there. So I will be chucking him in the ultrasonic to be cleaned up. And I'll give him a simple paint job, hopefully, on the channel. I think that's everything. Yeah, so I did well at selling, but then spent all of my selling buying. So my wife is as impressed as you can imagine, all things considered. But I'm pretty happy. I went to get a box of Knights, and I bought a box of Knights. I then successfully sold things, and then saw things I wanted. I did not intend to end up with 4 copies of Mortal Realms. I wanted one of them, and the guy selling them was really keen to sell more, so he gave me such a great price I couldn't argue with him. The jet bikes were an impulse buy, because I just remember them as being a kid in the 90s, so 5 jet bikes for a tenner as well. Can't argue. As I said, I'll look for it. This looks really fun to build together. I hope this is all the bits, so I can actually build it. But worst case, figure it out. Paint was cool. They're going to be really fun. These, I doubt I'll keep them all. Manius is probably just going to be on display when I've repainted him. In my room, extra airspeeder, so I have 2 of them. More importantly, obviously nowadays, is like having the cards as well. And yeah, bits and bobs. Anyway, thank you very much. Thanks for subscribing if you already have done. If you haven't, I'd love a sub. Yeah, I've stated it a bunch of times at this point. But the point of the channel is more, I just set myself the challenge of trying to make a video every week for a year as my New Year's resolution. And I'm really close to achieving that at the moment. I'm only a couple of weeks behind in terms of quantity of videos. So I think I'm on about 20 or 21, and I'm about a week or 2 behind my target number. So I'm really close. I'm getting slightly better at doing it. There still seem to be lots of stream of consciousness. But hopefully fun videos like this, like a day of purchasing things, by selling things I already owned, will be fun content, and hope you've enjoyed it. So yeah, any questions in the comments, and have a great day.